Okay, officially, things I am done with in 2026, fence sitters and people playing dumb. I presume you guys have been following the news as of late. The horrors going on in Minnesota currently. Rest in peace to Alex Preddy, rest in peace to Renee Nicole Good, and everyone else across the globe who has suffered at the hands of ICE over the past year. Everyone's timeline is currently flooded with one take after another of what is going on as a result of this organization that is seemingly running with little to no accountability right now. And the music sphere is no different. Enter one Grimes, Canadian producer, singer, songwriter, who, to her credit, I will say, does have more political takes than most artists out there in the pop scene, even in the underground. Really, for years now, whether it has gotten her a positive reception or a negative, Grimes has never really hesitated to throw her 2 cents in when it comes to a host of different issues, from tech to electoral politics, which is something I have long thought was just an interesting characteristic about her, even if often I don't find myself agreeing with her takes. But with each passing year, the more Grimes takes I read, the more I get the sense that, despite the fact that she clearly is opinionated on all of these issues, she enters into these conversations nearly every time as if she has literally just found out about the issue and she's just catching up now. Case in point, this tweet, which was seemingly in reaction to the same terrible video footage we have all been seeing of Alex Preddy on the ground with absolutely no firearm on him because he had been disarmed at this point, no threat to anyone but the agents who were mercilessly beating him into the ground. One, I guess, just decided to him in cold blood. And here's Grimes's response to this. I can only fear the point of this is to instigate martial law by goading civilians into an open combat situation and therefore justifying no elections and worse. This seems wildly unprecedented in living memory. What are the best strategic plays? Because I'm seeing a lot of calls to violence that I fear would backfire dramatically. Wow, I'm sure all of the Minnesotans who have been protesting and suffering in the streets for weeks now are really excited to hear that Grimes has just caught up to this issue and now she's ready to sit down and strategize. Finally, we can all figure it out. Grimes is here at the table, everyone. That's exactly at the moment we've been waiting for. Claire, not only is the latter part of your tweet here an absolute joke, but the first part of your tweet here displays a severe ignorance toward the political landscape of the now, because everything you're describing this administration might do in reaction to some sort of violent retaliation, they are already doing. Trump and the Republicans are already acting like the next election is maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. And even with Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy providing nothing in the way of any just cause for their arrest, a threat, any violent action at all on their part, not only were they mercilessly but the administration and every Republican operative and propagandist you can find online has been spending every day defaming them and making them out to be radical rogue who were asking for it. Because see, here's the thing, Claire, when you're dealing with fascists, when you're dealing with a violent takeover of your country, of your community, of your government, they're not playing by the rules. They're not telling the truth. Even if you are peacefully protesting, they're gonna you anyway, and then pretend you were doing something illegal to justify it. And you can show these guys a picture of Kyle Rittenhouse and they won't even flinch. One thing I will agree with here is that there are elements of this that feel unprecedented, definitely new and heightened, but I don't think the answer to dealing with this administration is to instill fear in the good people of Minnesota, who are doing everything they can to safely and legally prevent ICE from abducting their neighbors, which is more than most Americans are willing to do in the face of gangs of thugs roaming the streets with masks, who have been given full permission from the president to do pretty much whatever they want. Because if this is the type of stuff that ICE is getting away with and doing, happy to do, willing to do, with people watching them and tracking them and trying to get in their way, imagine how bad the violence would be if they were literally just allowed allowed to do whatever they want with absolutely no pushback whatsoever. Now, of course, I tweeted to make fun of this whole proposition that Claire was putting out here, only to receive a response saying, "That's not what I said. I pointed out that violence at the level of an armed civilian uprising, aka not what's happening now, can lead to martial law, which can be exploited to do very bad things, and understanding the extent of risk there is extremely important." When, again, even before all of this, the idea of martial law is something that Trump has been threatening over and over and over. If this is something he's truly willing to do, he's going to do it anyway. They don't even need a situation to exploit to do it. The whole reason we're talking about Minnesota in the first place is because they sent ICE down there based on an exaggerated, part fabricated Somali corruption scheme. And if they could shake down and terrorize an entire city based off of that pretense alone and end the lives of innocent Americans in the streets, then they can literally do it for any reason. The second to last thing I'll say here is that I'm increasingly sick of watching Grimes play pretend as if she doesn't have a direct connection to all of this nonsense. Like, girl, you literally have the billionaire class on speed dial. You tell us what the fuck is up. The man who is your baby dad is literally on the social media platform he purchased and ruined, propagandizing people every day about Minnesota, about Somalians, about immigrants, about ICE, about these innocent people who were in the street. You literally know personally a guy who has the power to, at least in part, put a stop to this. And you're coming on Twitter and being like, how should we strategize, guys? Like, girl, you literally thought Curtis Yarvin was cool. And now you want to sit here fresh and new like you don't know how the times that we're in have gotten crazy as they are? Please, spare me. I'm just tired of all this crap with you pretending like you're so shocked about everything that's happening like it's brand new to you, when you literally have personally met and have close connections with those who were the architects of all of this horror. So take personal accountability or use your unique connections to all of this to help stop it in some way. Lastly, the most hilarious part of this tweet is this story that Grimes tells about how I avoided eye contact with her at the airport. I don't know what year this was, maybe around South by Southwest. It confuses me because around this time, I know she also saw me in the crowd of people who were at a show where she had absolutely no business playing after Fiona Apple, gonna be real there. Still, I was there in that crowd. You didn't say anything to me. And furthermore, months ago, you had me exchange numbers with your management after telling me you wanted to hash out our differences in a talk, an interview, whatever. I've reached out multiple times to make this happen, and from you, no response. It's something that I think would still be cool to do, and if this remained completely behind the scenes, I wouldn't feel any type of way about it because, truth be told, it's your choice as to whether or not you want to talk to me or do an interview with me. If you don't, that's fine. There are lots of artists who I asked to interview and they decline. It's whatever. But I'm not going to stand here with you pretending on Twitter that I'm running away from you, I'm avoiding you. Girl, I am not afraid of this. This is not scary. There's nothing scary about this. No one is shaking in their boots. If you still want to talk, the offer is there, but let's cut the crap and stop acting like, oh, you saw me at the airport and you were shy. What? This is just so lame. Grow up. I'm leaving it here, over here next to my head, another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. You don't have to agree with me, but you do have to like the video. Anthony Fantano, forever.